Hey guys, so it is the beginning of a new month, which means it is time for another Project Pan update. So this month, not a ton of progress. However, we do have one rollout that I'm excited about, and I am going to be bringing another new product in to replace it. So we do have some things happening, although I do have to say this month was a little hectic, so I did not get as much use out of my Project Pan items as I do most months. Some months are just like that. That's totally okay with me. And I am thinking that for June, I'm probably going to do away with my usage goals just because it's going to be a crazy month. I'm moving this month, so, you know, there's probably going to be a lot of days where I just don't wear makeup at all. Some makeup is going to be packed away. My Project Pan items I'm going to hopefully have like with me in my makeup bag, so I will still be able to use those, but it's just going to be a little nuts. So I think the usage goals are, you know, at least for this next month, I think I'm going to just not have any usage goals and just use the products however often I use them. I think I will still track my uses, I just won't have like set goals. And in May, I definitely didn't meet all of my usage goals. But anyway, all of that aside, let's go ahead and get into my updates. I do feel really good about all of these products. I definitely think we are on track to finish most of these within the next few months, which is very exciting. So the first product that I've been working on for the past few months is the NYX Born to Glow foundation, and I did use this 8 times this month, so not quite as many times as I used it in past months, which is why I'm not able to draw another line on here, but I do think you'll probably still be able to see some progress in the side photos. There's not a whole lot left, so my goal is just to finish this by the end of the summer because this is very much a summer foundation for me. It doesn't really sit well on top of dry skin, but this time of year, really loving it. This is what I have on today. I'm wearing it on top of my Bliss Blockstar sunscreen, which makes a really great, just very blurred, perfected combo. There was one Instagram reel that I filmed a while ago where I was wearing that same combo, and I don't put filters on my videos, my reels, none of that, but it totally looked like I had like a skin smoothing filter on. My skin looked so much smoother than in other videos, but it was just that combination. That Bliss sunscreen is so blurring. It just like fills in your pores, and then this foundation on top, just very perfecting. So great foundation. I've really been enjoying it, especially for filming. In real life it looks fine too, but lately in real life I've been going for more like lighter coverage, dewy foundations, and this is more just kind of like a satin finish foundation. So anyway, but really been enjoying it. It's a great product to focus on this time of year, and I do feel like we are very much on track to finish this up at least by the end of the summer. So just kind of going in order of a face of makeup, the next product is the one that I have decided to call done. This is the Pacifica Liquid Cover Concealer, and I actually didn't use this at all in May, but the one time that I went to reach for it, I noticed that the smell of this is a little bit off now. It kind of smells like cheese. So I made the executive decision to go ahead and call this done. I removed the stopper on this like 2 months ago, so there is really like hardly anything left in here anyway. And I did scrape out everything I could into this little container, and I mean, it hasn't changed since my last update because like I said, I didn't use it at all once I realized it smelled gross. But I mean, you can see there, that's maybe another 3 uses, and I mainly was using this concealer as a foundation. So, I mean, using it as a foundation, that's probably like another 1 or 2 uses max. So I think it's safe to say this is, I used it enough to where I feel fine calling it an empty rather than a declutter. So I will go ahead and toss this into my empties bin, and I'll share what I'm going to be replacing this with at the end, so stay tuned. The next product that I've been focusing on, and this one I do have somewhat of an exciting update on, this is the Becca Liquid Highlighter in the shade Champagne Pop, the mini version. And I actually removed the stopper on this month because I was not able to pick up much of anything with the applicator anymore. It was all just kind of sitting down in the bottom. So I went ahead and took the stopper out, and now I'm able to get the rest of the product out pretty easily. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and continue using this on my face as much as I feel like for the next month, and then towards the end of June, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just mix the rest of this in with my body lotion and use it up that way as a glowy body lotion, which is perfect for the summer, and also that way I can go ahead and have this moved out before the move. And I'm thinking, so most years I save all of my makeup empties for a big year-end makeup empties video, but we are moving cross-country at the end of June. I'll link my life update video where I talked all about that if you want to hear more, but we're moving at the end of June. I don't want to take empty beauty products with me. I just think that's kind of silly. So I think what I'll end up doing is a halfway through the year makeup empties, like what I used up in the first 6 months of the year, and then I'll do the kind of end of year one as well, and I'll still be able to tally up and show everything that I used up throughout the whole year. It'll just be in 2 separate videos. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So anyway, I'm kind of trying to see what all I can fit into that end of year makeup empties video, and I'm hoping that this will be included in that. And just because it's so close to being done anyway, I think it would be kind of silly to take this with me. So I'm just going to keep using it on my face as much as possible throughout June. And then once we get towards the end of the month, I'll go ahead and use the rest up on my body. So hopefully in my next project pan update, this will be empty. Next up, I have a liquid blush. This is the Clove and Hallow Hydratint Serum Blush in the shade Blossom. It's been a few months since I drew this last line, but I just shined my flashlight through it and it seems like it's still right about at that point. It's really hard to tell though, because, you know, obviously there is a little bit kind of coating the sides, but most of it has settled down. We definitely are more than halfway through this product. And I'm still able to pick up plenty of blush on the brush, so I'm just gonna keep using it, and then once it gets to the point where I can't pick anything up on my brush, I'll try to dump it out into like a small jar, kind of like this one, and finish up the rest that way. So it's really hard to say how much is left in here, but I do still think that I should for sure be able to have this done by the end of the year, which is the goal. I'm also working on another blush. This is the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in Natural Twinkle, and I'm just now comparing how it looks now to my last month's photo, and I definitely did expand the pan on this. I think I'm probably going to repress this soon because I know there's still quite a bit on the sides, but this pan is already so small to begin with that it really is getting kind of hard to pick up everything that's left in there. So I may repress this. I actually have a couple things I need to repress soon, so I'll just go ahead and repress this because, I don't know, we're getting really close to the end. This doesn't come with a whole lot of product to begin with. It is smaller than your average blush, and it's also very sheer, so I have to use a lot of it at a time. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing both of these blushes today. Mostly focused the CoverGirl one kind of in like the outer and upper part of the look, and then the Clove and Hallow one, I just kind of put all over the apples of my cheeks, over the bridge of the nose, everywhere. So loving those two together. I really think that this CoverGirl blush should not take too much longer to finish. I just kind of have to make an effort to use it because it's easy to forget sometimes, but if I just remember to use it, and I can even just layer it with other blushes or use it as an eyeshadow, and I think I should be able to finish this within the next few months. I mean, I think. Fingers crossed. So then we have, I'm feeling very summery today, by the way. Got my Bite lipstick in the shade Stinger on my lips. This is such a fun color. I'm so glad I picked this up. It's on sale for half off on Bite's website still because they are having like a closeout sale. They're going out of business, so I'm loving it. This next product I rolled in at the beginning of April, so it's now been 2 months since I rolled it in. This is the Jordana powder bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. Man, the progress on this has been slow. This is a very kind of hard-pressed formula, and I do get hard pan on this very easily. One of you guys suggested that maybe I try repressing it to see if that helps with the hard pan issue, so I'm going to go ahead and repress this soon too, along with that CoverGirl blush, and then I also have my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder also needs to be repressed, so I'm just going to do all of them at once, and we'll see if that helps. I still haven't hit pan. The goal is just to hit pan on this. I've definitely kind of, there was this sort of like diamond looking imprint all across this pan, and I've pretty much worn that down for the most part except for like right down here. So it's gotten a lot flatter. I have no idea how deep this pan is, so I really don't know how much longer it's going to take to hit pan on, but I mean, I guess you can kind of still see that imprint pretty well. But in this region, I think it's really flattened out quite a bit. And this is a great bronzer for summer. It's definitely glowy. It's not glittery, but it does have a sheen. So sometimes I'm not really in the mood for that, but when I am, I have been reaching for this, and it's a very warm, it lives up to the name Sunkissed because it does, even though it's very warm, it's more of like a reddish warm tone than a super yellowy orange warm tone. So I've been enjoying that. I think it's a good product for the summer. we'll just see. We'll see how long it takes me to hit pan on that, and I guess I'm still kind of undecided on whether or not I want to repress it, but we'll see. Next up I have two eyeliners. The first one is the Marc Jacobs Highliner in black. This is the mini. They don't sell this anymore. I don't know what's happening with Marc Jacobs, like the beauty brand, because all of their products have been discontinued or like marked down, and I don't know what's going on, but maybe they're rebranding, maybe they're going out of business like all these other brands that have gone out of business. But man, I only used this 3 times in May. Like I said, not the best month of project pan progress, but I still used it a few times. I made a teeny tiny sliver of progress, as you'll see in the photos. And that is how much I have left, which doesn't look like a lot, but this is kind of a stiff formula, so the progress on this has been slow, even when I do wear it a lot. So I'm just gonna keep trucking along. This is definitely kind of a long haul product. I've had some eyeliners that have been really quick to pan, and others that take forever, and I think this is one of the ones that's gonna take forever. And then I also have the NYX Vivid Halo liner. This is from their Vivid Brights line, which is no longer sold. I think they replaced this with a new colorful liner line. So my goal for this is just to use it 3 times each month. In May, I only used it twice, but I did want to show you guys a look that I did with this that I really liked. I did like a double wing with a black liquid liner kind of closest to my lash line, and then just a really thin line of this right above that. And then on the lid, I just put some of my Milani blush in Luminoso kind of in my crease and outer corner, and then I topped everything with the shade Oh Ship from my Clarity Somer Amazing palette. That shade is in my Pan Those eyeshadows right now. And very simple look, but I love that subtle double wing. I think because this is such a light color and it is yellow, so it almost kind of blends into my skin tone. It's from far away, you couldn't necessarily even tell that I was wearing a yellow liner, but when you look up close, you see that like really subtle, sharp line, and that was just really fun. So that's a fun way to incorporate any kind of color if you have like a pastel liquid liner in your collection. That was a really fun look. So I wanted to share that, but I'm sorry I'm not able to really show you any progress or anything, but really just measuring my progress in uses. All right, so then I have my 2 lip products that I'm working on. One of them is a bullet lipstick and the other is a gloss. So the bullet lipstick is the CoverGirl lipstick in the shade Honeyed Bloom. And this is a really pretty kind of soft, pinky, kind of cool tone pinky nude color, perfect for spring. I guess now it really, like June, I guess summer doesn't technically start until June 21st or around there. But to me, like once June starts, it is officially summer. I mean, it feels like summer outside, but I'm still loving just kind of like the spring and summer, light, soft, colorful makeup. That's just been my jam. Even though I only used this 7 times this month, and last month I used it 12 times, I still made about the same amount of progress this month. I think just because I wore this as a blush more times this month, and when I use it that way, I'm just able to use a little bit more of it each time. So that's how much I have left. I mean, it is a very small little nub. I still think it'll be another few months before I finish it, maybe another 3 months, but this is currently my oldest lipstick, so I would like to finish it this year, and I definitely think I can do that. And then the Bite Lip Gloss in Sugar Drizzle I rolled in last month. I'm not drawing lines on here just because, I don't know, I kind of don't want to. I feel like because this already shows such clear progress because of the nature of the packaging, I don't really feel the need to draw lines. And if I don't know, I don't really like the way it looks to just have a bunch of lines all over my product. So I'm not drawing lines for this, but you'll definitely be able to see how much progress I made. I didn't make a whole lot of progress this month. I only managed to use this 9 times, and last month I had emptied my e.l.f. lip gloss in the shade Pink Cosmo. I used up half of that gloss in a month, but I used it like 45 times or something in a whole month, so that was why I saw such fast progress. I'm sure if I had used this 45 times, I probably would be like close to the end by now, but I just didn't get around to using it as much this month. I think this is my 3rd lip gloss of the year that I'm panning. I've already used up the Milani gloss in Soft Rose and the e.l.f. gloss in Pink Cosmo, so this will be my 3rd. I definitely will finish this by the end of the year. Lip glosses are the easiest product for me to pan these days. I reapply them often. I treat them almost like a lip balm, like a daytime lip balm, so it's just very easy for me to go through them quickly, and I'm excited to have this one empty at some point in the next few months. So those are all the 10 products that I was working on in May, and because I am done with that Pacifica concealer, I've actually decided to roll in another concealer, and this is my current oldest concealer, and this is, drumroll please, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is one of my favorites. I would say I have 3 favorite concealers right now. This one, the Kosas concealer, and the what's the third one? Oh, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. All 3 of those I love. They're all different from each other, but this is definitely my fullest coverage concealer. And I have went ahead and drew a mark. This one is nice. It's pretty easy to see how much you have left, and I marked it right there in that light blue with like a light blue nail polish. And so I have a little bit less than half of this left. I know it looks a little bit separated, but this has basically been separated since I bought it. It performs fine, it smells fine. I don't think it's expired. I think it's kind of just a weird quirk of this formulation, but in case you're wondering, to my knowledge, it's not expired. So I'm really excited to get some use out of this. Like I said, I love this concealer, so I don't think I'll have any problem using it. I like it a lot more than that Pacifica one. This one I didn't really like as a concealer. I liked it actually pretty well as a foundation, so that was how I used it, but this I really enjoy as an under eye concealer, so that's probably how I'll get most use out of it. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how much or how quickly I'm able to make progress on this. So wish me luck on that. So that is my project pan update number 5, I think is where we are in the year. Wow, we are flying through this year, but so far I'm feeling really good about my progress. Not the most exciting month, you know, some months I'll have like 3 or 4 empties in one project pan update. Definitely not the case this month, but I do feel like I've made some really good progress, and I've definitely set myself up for success with these items. So also, I did want to mention, because I know a lot of you who watch this video also watch my Pan Those Eyeshadows videos each month, I will not be having a Pan Those Eyeshadows update going up at the beginning of the month like I normally do, just because I don't have any rollouts yet, and I just want to wait until I think I'm close to hitting pan on one of my shadows, so once I hit pan on that one, or I just get to the point where I'm ready to roll something out, I will do an update. So I'm thinking I'll probably have an update at some point in June, but it's just not going to be at the beginning of June, and I think that's probably how I'll start doing my updates from now on, so maybe not like every single video at the very start of the month, but just once I have an update to show, that's when I'll post a video. That way every update can be exciting, and you know, we'll have something new to roll in each time, because without a new shadow rolled in, I don't think the updates would be very interesting. So that's the plan for that, in case you're wondering about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this Project Pan update. If you want to catch up on previous updates, I'll leave my entire 2022 Project Pan playlist linked down below. The videos will play in chronological order of when I posted them, so you can just kind of binge watch, have a little Project Pan marathon if you want, if you're in the mood for that. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not already. Also feel free to check out the Patreon if you want to support me over there. My patrons get early access to my Project Pan updates, as well as an exclusive bonus video every month, and they get to vote on what topic they want to see each month. So that is out there if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye.